Hello and welcome. My name is Gratiela Rosu and I am the founder of CWS Method. I am a mental health specialist with over 14 years of experience in private practice, the NHS and the voluntary sector. I have 2 law degrees, I speak 4 languages, I'm a mother of a 23 years old daughter today, 8th of October when I'm making this video, and I've known most forms of abuse and psychological and emotional pain that my clients are going through. For the past 14 years, I've been helping people with the most complex forms of mental condition unaddressed by mainstream therapies and treatment. From complex forms of anxiety and unexplained panic attacks of a girl of 22 that could not nobody could find the reason for her panic attacks as she was going to school, to university. A woman in her mid-50s who, after she lost her husband to cancer, was hospitalized in psychiatric ward after being his carer for most of his remaining life, and her being suffering from a complex form of depression for over 20 years. And after the loss of her husband, after the loss of another partner, she ended up again in a psychiatric ward with the third suicidal attempt. And when she came to me, she was on 14 antidepressant, antipsychotics, benzos per day. She was taking 3 to 4 volumes per night to help her sleep, and all she could manage were 3 broken hours. When she came to me, she said, "You're my last hope." In fact, I was known, and I'm known as the last resort therapist. She said, "If you are either helping me get off these meds, who are ruining my life," the lithium was ruining her kidneys, they were so like the benzo were completely zombifying her. And she said, you are either helping me solve it and help me get off the medication, or next time I'm gonna succeed it. And I knew what she meant. And she came off all the medication from the 6th session, the 6th week. And by the 12th week, she completely gave up all the medication. She had no side effects. But obviously it was done in a responsible, safe way. She had me all along the way, so she did not, and at any time she didn't suffer from any advertised side effects, because the way of coming off the medication, it was done in such a profound and innovative way, with a proper detox of the blood and everything else, and her proper inner work. So that is one of the many breakthroughs that I have my clients do. People that have been hospitalized in psychiatric wards for most of their childhood and teens, who with schizophrenia and hearing voices, which I helped in after the second session, the dark Father Christmas that was instigating my client to commit suicide and to commit all kind of petty crimes and take drugs and so go into all kinds of dangerous relationships, that completely disappeared. By the 7th session, she was in a private renting accommodation herself. She had started a relationship, and as she told me, so proud, because she's been squatting for most of her, young life. She sent me a letter. She was so proud. She said, "Gratiela, I have my own." We are in France, boîte aux lettres. I have my own letterbox, and she was so proud, and she was so ecstatic about it. I've helped families who have been failed by many years of counseling and therapies, couple counseling and marital therapies, who are on a brink of divorce. The husband was leaving the wife without her knowing. And the day that he came to see me, he already packed his bags. And he only came because he wanted to make sure that, well, he tried everything. So he didn't want to leave any regret that he didn't give. But he was already his mind was already made. And boy, when it was hard to break it, to crack open, as it happens with men. My sessions normally are around your needs, around my client's needs, and I take as long as it takes until I crack the nut open. So with this person, we had this dance of ego, around him and around the fact that he actually doesn't need anything, and for about 4 hours, until I finally found the doorway. And then the transformation began, and then we spent the day, and he left at 9 o'clock in the evening, and from the car he texted his wife, darling, don't worry, we're gonna be okay. And then from then onward, that's another success story of a family that was saved, and 3 young children involved. So I'm very proud about that. There's so many other cases that are too many and too complex to discuss here. But one thing I want you to know is that depression, treatment-resistant depression, and all other mental health conditions are not incurable to begin with. So yes, you can actually come off. You don't need medication for them. And you can come off the medication safely and live without medication, by you understanding, by you actually healing that part that is keeping them, whether you suffer from borderline personality, UPD, unstable personality disorder, and so on. We have a rich set of tools and experience, and everything it's going to get you through the 3 stages of life. Will clean the past completely, so there will be no skeletons in a cupboard ever. So instead of doing the classical therapy where we keep talking about the triggers, and you aren't gonna have any more triggers, because you are going to we are now working from the problem standpoint. We are working from changing completely the paradigm of thinking. Your whole perception will shift when you'll understand the bigger picture into why the things why you came on this earth, why the things happened to you the way they did, and what is because everything in this universe, in this material universe, works by the polarity law, black and white, positive and negative. So absolutely everything has inherited these 2 sides. Even in a worst catastrophe, in a worst thing, there is always a lesson, there is always a positive thing. Had we knew how to look, how do we, as I say, look at life with both eyes. So by understanding the whole picture, by understanding your trials, by listening to the message of your symptom and of your challenges, you become your own personal guru, if you are. You become a complete whole person. You become, and this is where the magic begins. You enter into a conversation with the self, meaning the higher self, source, and from that moment onwards, you would have a clarity about your mission and purpose, and you will have the science and the understanding of what life is, of what your life is about. And you'll have all the tools that I have and that I'm using with you, so you'll never depend on a specialist to fix you. Then we have, for those of you who are suicidal, who are feeling that have reached the end point, I've been where you are. And I've had many clients that they've been where you are. You are not alone. Please don't let bad experiences with other services put you off. Don't let fear of asking for help. Don't let anything stay in your way of just sending an email. We can arrange, depending on the needs, we can either help you in your own home, we can arrange a separate accommodation, we can arrange a respite thing where we can rent a place, or we can put at your disposal one of our places for a period, depending on your needs, and you'll be nursed back, whether you'll be with other people, in a shared house, with other residents that we might have, or if you prefer alone, but you would be nursed back to your well-being, to your health. You would be given the time to rest and to catch up with your soul, and you'll receive that love and support without having to talk, because in those moments, the last thing you need, or maybe if you need to talk, you will have the opportunity, that we go through the program in this complex way that I'm working, and I'm bringing people from the brink of all kinds of crises. But there are so many ways in which you can come out of your complex mental health condition with the help of a qualified by experience, qualified by education, qualified from the professional point of view, from the academical point of view, and from the spiritual point of view. So you'll receive a all-around wraparound service that if you have a clinical team, if you are in the NHS, I worked, I was a lead, I was a manager, and I was a complex case coordinator for supported housing for the NHS secondary mental health team. I know how to work within the system. I can collaborate with the system. I have friends and colleagues, psychiatrists that we can collaborate. You can find out about revising your medication. So there are so many ways in which you can receive support that is tailored to your unique needs, that look at the cause and no longer at the symptom, and it's done in a holistic and sustainable way, so that everybody around you is taken care of. Because often what happens with therapies, they only deal with the person in therapy. The therapy is short, 50 minutes. In 50 minutes, as I say, you don't have the time to defrost the chicken. And the people in your home, if you are in a family unit, they might be affected by your condition, and they're not considered as part of your plan, or that is so wrong. Also, they might be without knowing and without any bad intention, they might be the cause of your mental health condition, or of deteriorating, or of maintaining it. It might be the children, it might be the husband, it might be the wife, or you might be a young child or young adult, and it might be one of your parents. So there are so many different scenarios, but without looking at every piece of the puzzle, there will not be resolution. And this is what we are doing in our 12-week program. And depending on your needs, we can go beyond the 12-week program. But as a tried and tested evidence-based intervention within the 12-week, even the most complex cases get to get to a stage where they feel completely out of the woods, when they feel ready to embrace life, ready to start something new. So it depends of the person, it depends of the circumstances, but no matter what condition you are suffering from, and no matter how many years of failed therapies and treatment you have behind, with Conversational Self Method, with CWS Method, you are guaranteed that you'll have results. And one thing I have on top of that, since we are living in a cost of living crisis, and I know that especially those that need me the most can't afford me. So I have partnered with a trusted financial provider, and I can also offer you a 0% APR, so zero interest from your part. You'll have to have a good credit, but a soft credit check would be, but you have the ability to obtain a loan, and you can pay for 12 months to pay for the program, and that would be, you'll just pay monthly depending on the package that we agree on. So that is another extra plus. And there are so many other things. Not only that, between a session and the other, we'll have weekly sessions between 3 hours and plus. Between sessions, you'll be the whole week will be a non-stop back and forth, depending on your needs, on the things that I give you to work, and the questions that you have. But from that moment, you'll never be alone. After the aftercare, so I will walk with you. I will hold your hand. But then when I will let you out into the world, I will still be around. Generally, most of my clients have become like family now. There are still some, when I was living in France, those that I worked with in France, they are still in there, but we are like family. We keep in contact, we come and visit each other, we eat in each other's houses, we look after each other's children, and we help each other out. So it is another difference compared with the classical form sterile therapy, where the therapist is not allowed to form close bonds with their clients, or that it's nonsensical, because the most important thing that you need, and we all need when we are coming from abuse, from abandonment, we need somebody to love and support us, and to be there for us, to be our support system, to be our friend, to be our family, to be our community. And this is also part of what we are building. So with all that, I hope that it will resonate with you. I am looking to work with people that have been failed, specifically with everyone, but specifically for those most complex cases that have been failed by traditional treatment, psychiatric treatment and therapies. Because you'll be, number one, you are the ones that I'm called to help, and you'll be the ones that will appreciate the most, because only somebody who has tried 10, 12 therapists and so many different forms of another intervention and treatment, only those of you that have been through these attempts will be really ready to appreciate the beauty and the rich package that is CWS Method. Just like my other clients, that you can see their testimonies on the website, on the homepage. Please get in touch. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I'm happy to ask any question. No, there is nothing surprises me. Don't be ashamed. Whether if you are a man and you are afraid that or you've never had therapy, or don't worry. I'm used to deal with cases like that. And another thing, those of you that are more cerebral and don't like to talk and don't like to go in the past and don't like to talk about the past, I get it. This method that we have is not a formal therapy, is not a classical therapy where you just keep going on and on and on and on about. We will touch upon the past, but if you don't want to talk about that, if you don't want to talk about your past, I can, that's fine. I can respect that, and I have different ways of getting to the root cause with you, and you will, without you actually disclosing, because I can see I can see things in a way that others can't. I have my special gifts that that are behind everything that I'm doing, and there are so many different ways in which we can approach. So you don't have to disclose things that you don't feel comfortable disclosing, and you still can get the results. That's one thing I want you to be aware of and to know. Get in touch, write. The best way to contact me is through email, because I can't always answer the phone. So email is best. Write me, fill in the contact form. Tell me in few lines, or in as few or as many lines that you wish, what is that you are struggling with, and I will come back to you within 24 hours. So let's talk.